Where is your brains? That's nonsense, because it's a disgrace. The failure's down to you. You're fired. You're fired. You're fired.
Good evening and welcome to a new series of The Apprentice, You're Fired, with me, Dara O'Brien. Once again, 16 business brains will be fighting it out, but this time with one major difference. The winner will be working with Lord Sugar, not for him. There's a £250,000 business investment and a 50-50 partnership at stake, but which of them will be equal to the challenge? Here in You're Fired, with the help of unseen footage, we'll be following the candidates through the next 3 months of triumph and disaster, analysing their moments of genius or basking in their madness, and offering each week's firee a gentle landing after such a public kick in the pants. It'll be our job here to put a human face on the type of people who, if you let them, will start talking like this.
I am cold and hard. I am unstoppable.
Don't tell me the sky's the limit if there are footprints on the moon.
Underneath these glasses is a core of steel.
Yep, some things never change. Before we meet the candidate who slipped on an orange peel, let's meet our panel. Journalist Kate Spicer, co-founder of Innocent Smoothies, Richard Reid, and comedian Joe Caulfield. Welcome to You're Fired. Tonight's task of turning fruit and veg into profit left one candidate well and truly in the soup.
You said on your resume that I'm Lord Sugar's dream. You know, with the greatest respect, you've been a bit of a nightmare. And so, for that reason, Edward, I've got to say to you, you're fired. Just learn from this, Edward. There's no shame in you being an accountant. Don't ever run yourself down as far as that's concerned.
Please welcome Edward Hunter. Edward, do the look again. Do that look. The look you did at the end to Lord Sugar. That was fantastic. That was great. Did you enjoy watching it back? Do you feel hard done by?
No, not really. No, it was all right. Yeah.
Okay. We're going to discuss various things about the task, but you know, right from the off, I thought really there was a detail right really early that I thought this might not be the task for you.
We're after large oranges. Anyone got oranges?
Is that an orange?
I don't know. Is it?
As far as I know, you just squeeze 1,400 of the things, right? So on your standard platter, which of those is an orange, right? No, we stuck them down so they don't roll when I tilt the thing forward.
Well, I needed to squeeze.
But you can squeeze. You have to squeeze without picking the thing off. Like, an orange? Is that an orange?
Yeah, but what was on telly? That one or that one? It was that. It was the size of the thing.
Well, that's not. That's a grapefruit.
Yeah, but that's what I thought. It might have been a grapefruit.
There are larger and smaller oranges. Yeah.
Yeah, but it was that big.
Yes. But did you not go big? Value for money. This is a big orange. You're going to make a fortune with these oranges.
That would never have fitted in the juicer.
No, it wouldn't. No, the poor juicers. We have. But you're a fruit expert. What's the other one there?
I'm pretty sure it's an orange, and that's a grapefruit.
Yeah.
I think there's a clue in the name of the fruit.
Yeah, but what's that?
Is that a Sharon fruit?
Yeah.
It is a Sharon fruit. Nicely done. Very, very good, yeah. The guy from Innocent Smoothies didn't get that. You bought 1,400 oranges, right? 1,400 oranges. I mean, you must be sick at the sight of oranges. Why did you go for the orange juice, by the way, as opposed to everything else? What did you do?
Good margin.
Really?
Very good margin.
Yeah, and this is the purely thought we can bang this out.
What happened was, I worked out how many oranges to go in the 250ml bottle, which is 2.5, at 10p an orange.
Yes, that's 25 pence.
25p, yeah. And selling it at £2.
That's a £1.75 margin. That's
good.
That's 700%.
Like
Why aren't you a millionaire now?
Quite frankly, we just didn't get them squashed. If we got them squashed,
yeah,
we would have taken near to £1,000, easy.
Right.
And I wouldn't be here.
No. Well, not this week. Here is how... No, come on, I'm sorry. No, I'm the bad guy, right? Edward, here's how it went wrong for you.
Man with a plan or not?
No.
No, not at all.
And you?
No.
And no.
People are saying, well, you need to work out margins. I ain't got time for it. I don't need to show off I can work out margins. I'm an accountant.
You decided your strategy as team leader was...
Spend our 250 quid on produce, mash it up as quick as possible and sell it all. That's my vision for this task. I think it's more important that I show I can lead.
But you can't.
What are we going to do with all these oranges?
1,400 oranges.
We need to be selling.
If they don't get a move on, not only have they missed the breakfast trade, they'll miss the lunch trade.
We're not...
Basic, simple mathematics is what you do all day long for a day job, and yet what you've done is you're saying, I don't want to use my accountancy skills, I want to show I could do something else. That's nonsense, man, that's nonsense.
Richard, you run one of the most successful fresh fruit drinks companies in the country. What did you think of the performance in this?
Well, I have to say, man, I thought, you came across well in terms of all your passion and enthusiasm for it, but I think there were some pretty basic things you missed. I mean, if you're making freshly squeezed orange juice, you kind of want to have a squeezing machine, and you're doing it by hand. I mean, that has got to be really hard work.
What did you think, Kate?
Well, just then you were talking about your business plan and strategy and margins. Why couldn't you do that when you were on the show?
I mean, you had a plan. You had a thing worked out. Why did you keep it a secret?
Well, it wasn't a secret to everyone, like...
There was a circle of people who were allowed in. So
Basically, yeah.
it was a need-to-know basis.
Well, it was a gold mine, do you know what I mean? I'm not going to just tell everyone.
You thought if you told the other members of your team, they would run away and set up a sub-team and say...
Yeah, don't know.
Did Leon break the thing? Did Leon break so many of the juicers? Ultimately, was his big hammy hands ramming the oranges down and burning at the edges?
No, I like Leon, and I wouldn't for a second make him a scapegoat, although I did kind of...
Yeah.
Now, I'll say none of those guys did anything wrong, and, I'm quite glad none of them got fired.
Yeah.
Like, they're all good guys.
Joe,
There's just one thing about the juicing which bugged me the entire time, and I think you were really lucky that Leon didn't say, because you were so full of gusto. So he was doing them in quite a nice way, which is Leon, and then you came up and your actual words were, squeeze the balls out of them, and made him push them down, and next thing you know, juicers aren't working.
Yeah, but so when the juices broke down, I couldn't care less, because they were slower than squeezing them by hand. They were a complete waste of time.
In the last series, Stella, in the very first episode, did a whole numbers thing and impressed by doing the numbers thing. Okay, and I know that you were in a desperate not to be seen to just be an accountant.
Because there was no question in Lord Sugar's mind about whether I could play with numbers.
Why are you so ashamed of being an
I'm
accountant?
not ashamed of being an accountant.
You're like accountantist.
I'm mildly accountantist, but when you work with them, you kind of grows on you. Right?
You are definitely accountantist.
And you have no plans to return to accountancy at any stage, do you? Because you are, if you haven't burnt the bridge, you are definitely tipping paraffin onto the bridge and standing beside it with a match in your hand, toying with it.
No, I disagree. I think every accountant will look at me and say, you know what, that's how I feel. Well, a lot of them. Because you kind of... People put you in a box. Like, if I am introduced to anyone and I want to just stop a conversation, I go, I'm an accountant. So it's not me. Look, I mean, do you not think?
You have the chance to change that perception.
That's what I was trying to do.
The whole point of this thing is the search for a business partner, putting you forward in terms of the intangibles of it all. What would you be looking for? Other than account, none of them are accountants.
You definitely make a point. The personality, of course, comes into it. You've got to like and respect and get on with the people you work with. But then you've also got to be good at what you do. I mean, what I find really interesting whenever you watch The Apprentice, no one really wants to play in a team. Everyone's really sort of trying to catch each other out, and that's never going to be the best way of trying to win. I think it's a much better idea to sort of work with people that you like and then find the things that people are good at and get everyone to do that rather than just sort of squabbling over and infighting.
Yeah, except if they're hiding the thing that they're good at.
I don't know if you picked it up, but there was absolutely no infighting with my team whatsoever.
But wasn't there a scene in the kitchens where you were nearly squaring up for a fight and somebody had to come in and...
It was nearly a
defuse
mutiny.
No, it wasn't. Glenn just got a bit overzealous. Do you know what I mean? As young, he's young, hormonal. He just. But
you were quite in people's faces, going around and telling them what to do and get on with it and squeeze it harder. It wasn't sort of collaborative. It was definitely you in charge and giving it.
The point where I got a little bit frustrated with them was when they were telling me they don't know how to make tomato soup. And I just said, look, we're not trying to get a Michelin star. I just want a red-hot liquid. Like, you heard me say, I said, they might not come back for more, but at least they're not going to be sick. I don't want to get sued. But
that's a good approach to
food. Have you thought of that as a strapline?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't need repeat custom.
Yeah. Did you like the way the fight kicked off and then stopped?
I thought what was hilarious. Was it Jim? I think
Jim, yeah.
Because what he said was, so there's a little bit of fighting, and then Jim goes, I'm going to diffuse the situation. And you go, well, if you're going to, you just diffuse it. You don't say to everyone, watch me diffuse the situation. And then all he did was come over here, and you go, well, it really wasn't much of a situation.
I think what you've got to remember in all this is actually I nearly doubled his money, I think, and for task one, I think that I'm proud of that.
You did well, especially given that you were fighting with a handicap that other people didn't have.
Not only am I the youngest in the team...
Well done.
I'm the shortest.
Were the juices on a shelf?
They were just a freakishly tall bunch of people.
Really?
Yeah, no, they were, seriously.
Do you agree with any... the short thing, obviously. I don't have any huge opinion on, but...
I was looking at you. By the time you got to the boardroom, I thought Jim Henson was operating you. You really did come across like a real muppet. And now you seem like a kind of witty, confident, intelligent man. Do you think you were had a horrible attack of nerves, or why did it all fall apart for you?
I found the boardroom quite difficult, to be honest. They laid into me really quite harshly. Maybe that's normal. I don't know.
What about Gavin? He was a strange choice to check in because he came across so well. He looked like he was a serious player. I wouldn't have picked him as the other guy to go up against. Or did you see something that we didn't see?
I was clutching at straws to take anyone in. As far as I was concerned, we all worked hard and it was no one's fault we lost. But when I thought back, when it came to putting himself forward, it's just nonsense. You saw, he never really put himself forward. He was pushed into it. If he, like I said, if he put himself forward with conviction, people would have gone for him because he'd have been like, I've got my own company and, whatever. And they would have gone for it.
But you did sort of lose that argument because you were saying he didn't put himself forward and he kind of did. There was even a vote over it.
I sort of agree with you.
Yeah, he was pushed into it.
Yeah, what he did was he was going to ask questions about whether you were the right person for the job. Which is a sensible thing to do. But none of the others did. They just went, if he wants to do it, let him.
Yeah.
So he actually didn't really put himself forward. He just
didn't,
kind of went, are you the best person?
People went to him, so are you putting yourself forward?
Yeah.
And he was like, ooh, are you putting yourself forward? And he was just squirming.
Okay.
Do you regret putting yourself forward now?
No. All day long. All day long. All day long. All day long what? I put myself forward.
You're doing that thing you do. That thing you do where you offer a fragment of a sentence. And we have to work out the rest of it. We'll get back. We'll discuss that later. One person who did shine through it all was, of course, Jim, who did very, very well. And yes, as you said, Superman.
I handpicked Jim because I knew he was the man to lead the soup team.
You knew he was a Superman?
He's super. Yeah.
We're going to need for that 10 more pounds.
Yeah.
There's a box of red peppers.
Box of red peppers?
6 onions.
Yeah, go on then.
You were lucky Jim did a very good deal in the market.
Soup like we have never made soup before.
What should step back for? Speak with a bit more respect.
Maybe I'll diffuse the situation. Superman.
A Superman.
He was impressive, Jim.
I'd actually quite like to see him in that.
I think you can arrange it.
What's that Heat magazine torso of
the week? Really?
Oh, Jim, all day. Torso
Jim's
of the
quite
day.
ripped, is he?
But you don't imagine it looking at him, do you?
Yeah, absolutely.
No.
Yeah, really?
Oh, unbelievable.